somewhat self-taught graphic designer, and today I will be talking about graphic design for our website teentycoons.org. What exactly is graphic design? Graphic design is about imagination and creating designs that stick to people's minds. You want to create a design that's long-lasting and eye-catching, such as that advertisement you may have seen 2 weeks ago that you still just can't get rid of out of your head, right? It's a good example of good graphic design because it's just stuck in your head, you just can't forget about it. And it's about creating designs that convey the message you want to give out, right, in a vivid and efficient manner. And graphic design has some key, or you could say important fundamentals, such as color theory, how different colors interact with each other and how they make the person feel when they look at them, as well as typography, what type of fonts to use in different cases, how different fonts make people feel, as well as spacing, and other psychological aspects to this, because graphic design is about creating designs that the brain loves to see and about creating designs that convey messages in the exact way you want them to feel, right? Also, you have to be open to criticism, as when working with the client, what you're doing is you're creating something for the client, not creating for yourself, right? So it's always the client's interest above ours. You can always give your personal or professional advice, but you want to create what the client desires, right? You want to create exactly what they want. I usually focus towards logos or brand identity design. It's what I have more interest towards, starting off with the logo and then like a color scheme for their products and all, where you're creating an identity for a small or big company, whatever it may be. So usually they just give you like a small prompt, but they want like the general gist, such as I worked for this canteen that wanted, it was called Karma Canteen, and they wanted a logo and some sort of color schemes. So they were going for something with a turtle, and so you try to incorporate the text or whatever it is, or just create a logo that gives the feeling of a canteen and a turtle, as they said. And it was just really interesting. I just found it more interesting than creating advertisements and infographics. So it just kind of like, it's also like there's so much to it. You can create a logo for it, you can create like color schemes for their products, you can create like banners and all, merchandise. It's really up to you, because it's a wide aspect of things really in brand identity design. It's more about imagination, because even if you have textbook knowledge, you can't always excel at graphic design, because sometimes someone with just like amazing imagination can always beat someone with good textbook knowledge, right? Because it's a creative field. It's about how people feel when they see different designs, right? So having that passion for it is just like you have fun when you're doing it, and you're giving everything. A business with a really good design can always just stick out to the common people. Like they'll just feel more attracted towards it, and so that business will start flourishing because they just have that much more exposure. They just have that much more reach compared to the basic companies that don't really put much effort into their graphic design now. My cousin, she had this magazine where they needed a comic for it was an advertisement really, but they wanted it in the form of a comic. So you wanted to add some comedic aspect to the advertisement, which is what I did. I created a comic about 3 people discussing a website on a computer and on a phone, and how it just got really weird at the end, and that was kind of like the punchline for it, right? And so this is where my graphic design came in, where I used my talent in design as well as comedy to just combine the two and create a good advertisement for this company. Top 3 designs I've done, first one would be creating a identity for one of my friends. He was streaming on Twitch, and so he needed like some banners, some like logos and all, and that was like one of my favorite projects because it was fun to do it. And the second would be the canteen that I mentioned earlier, where I had to create a logo and a identity for the canteen. And the third would be, of course, the comic that I also mentioned earlier for this company about creating websites that work well on both the PC and the phone. A good business always has good stuff that they give out, as well as a good exposure, right? They stand out compared to other businesses. And so a company that has a lot of good stuff but no like advertisement, no good designs to any of their products, they really won't like work against a company that may not do their stuff that well but have good designs, right? Because it's all about exposure. It's all about that first impression, that when you see this company that has really good design, you really just want to like, you feel like going towards it, you feel like entering the shop or just buying one of their products, right? because it just catches your attention, it just looks that good. So having good reach, good exposure can always benefit for a company, because business is all about that, right? It's about trying to make people buy from you instead of from others, right? So that's what I have to say.